Hey class, today we're going to be learning how to distinguish different types of triangles. And when you distinguish different types of triangles, you can do this in two ways. You can distinguish them by their angles, and you can distinguish them by their sides. So when you're distinguishing them by their angles, you are classifying them based on three different types of angles. And if you remember back when you learned about angles, what are those three different types? Exactly, right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles. So when classifying triangles, you have right angle triangles, acute angle triangles, and obtuse angle triangles. And what is a right angle? 90 degrees. So a right angle triangle is when one angle is 90 degrees. And if you remember, when you see this mark here, this little square, that means that it's a 90-degree angle. So look for that mark, and that tells you this is a right angle triangle. Then we have acute angle triangles, where all angles are less than 90 degrees. They're all acute angles. And then what's an obtuse angle? Exactly, more than 90 degrees. So an obtuse angle triangle is when one angle is greater than 90 degrees. And the reason why you would have only one obtuse angle or one right angle is because a triangle is a total of 180 degrees. So all angles added together have to equal 180 degrees. So when you subtract 90 degrees or you subtract more than 90 degrees, you're going to get something that's 90 degrees or less than that, and you'll have to divide that by 2. So those two angles will be acute angles. Now, in terms of classifying them by their sides, you have equilateral triangles, isosceles triangles, and scalene triangles. And what does equilateral sound like? It sounds like equal. And that's exactly right. Equilateral triangles means that all sides and all angles of the triangle are the same. And when you're looking at triangles, they might be marked with these tick marks. And that tells you that the sides that have the same number of tick marks are the same. So here in equilateral triangles, you have 3 tick marks, and each one on each side. And because there's only one on each side, that tells you they're all the same. And because a triangle is 180 degrees, and they're all the same angle, divide that by 3, and you get 60 degrees. Exactly, which means that they're all acute angles. Isosceles triangles means that two sides and the angles opposite of those two sides are the same. So here you see these two sides are the same. They both have 2 tick marks, whereas this one's different because it only has 1 tick mark. And then you have scalene triangles. And scalene triangles means that no sides and no angles are the same. So as you see here, this one has 1 tick mark, this one has 2, and this one has 3. There may not be tick marks if it's a scalene triangle as well. And if there aren't tick marks, then you can't assume that a size is the same. Even if it looks like it might be the same size, you can't assume that they are the same unless they have the tick marks. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and practice a little. I'm going to give you some examples, and you're going to tell me what they would be classified in terms of their angle and based on their side. So what do we have here? Exactly, an equilateral triangle, because, and how can you tell? All the tick marks are the same. And because it's equilateral triangles are always what type of angle? Exactly, acute. Now here, what do we have? An isosceles right triangle. That's right. You've got the 2 sides that are the same, and then you've got the little square that tells you it's a right triangle. Alright, now we're going to learn a chant to help you remember classifying triangles by their sides. So they're divided by these lines, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat and say the first part, and then you're going to repeat it, and we're going to go through it like that. Alright, classifying triangles by their sides. Classifying triangles by their sides. Isosceles, equilateral, scalene, oh my! Isosceles, equilateral, scalene, oh my! A triangle is scalene when no side is the same. A triangle is scalene when no side is the same. An equilateral says, all sides are equal. Equilateral says, all sides are equal, but isosceles means only 2 are alike, just like twin people. But isosceles means only 2 are alike, just like twin people. Alright, great job guys. We'll continue practicing.